All right. So, who are the G23? They are, in fact, senior leaders of the Congress party like Mr. Ghulam Nabi Azad, Kapil Sibal, Anand Sharma, Prithviraj Chavan, A.K. Antony. I can name a lot of, in fact, not A.K. Antony, Virappa Moily, I can name, and significantly also Mr. Huda, who is from Haryana. All of them have banded together, putting a lot of internal pressure as far as the Congress is concerned. And joining me right now, whether this internal pressure group of the Congress party is just another signal that the Congress, the acceptance of the Congress party, leave alone with the voters within their own party, is dwindling, or is it just as Adhir Ranjan Chowdhury was saying, that these are just a group of people possibly only looking at their own benefit? Joining me on the broadcast to discuss this is Anshul Abhijit, Congress spokesperson. Tom Varakan, spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party, is joining us. Daniel Francis, political analyst, is also with us on the broadcast. Welcome, gentlemen. Thank you so much for being with us on 6 p.m. Prime. I want to start with you, Anshul Abhijit. How should one look at it? A party which is going into an election where you will be once again fighting the election against a very, very formidable Bharatiya Janata Party. You can't get your own house in order. How do you expect people to, in fact, not be confused or take you seriously when there are multiple voices coming in from within the Congress party?
Ankit, first of all, I want to make it clear that I'm here to represent the Congress party. I carry a brief for the Congress party and not for individual leaders within that party, even if they are disagreeing with each other. Now, there is a long tradition of disagreement, of differences of opinion within the Congress party. It's a 135-year-old party. And I actually believe that because it's such a robust democratic party, the disagreements have always been a part of it. Otherwise, it would not survive so long. So you must remember the case of Rajasthan not so long back when there was a disagreement. So it happens within parties where leaders disagree with each other. Let's not make too much out of it. They are disagreeing with each other. It's good. They may not concur with each other, but eventually what happens in the Congress is that a consensus is evolved. And consensus is the basis of democracy, whether within a party or within larger at a country. The BJP wouldn't know that. But whether within a party or within a country. The second point I want to make it clear is that...
Anshul, yeah. Go ahead, make your point.
No, the other point I was trying to make clear, as is said by Adhir Ranjan ji, that this alliance is with the communist parties, with the left parties. It is not with the secular front.
That's too convenient, sir. That's too convenient. Let's not get there. Let's not also think that you can take anybody for a ride by saying it's not with X person, with Y person. You are in an alliance, they are also part in an alliance. If the Congress has a problem with that, either come out strongly and say, we are in an alliance, what's your problem? Don't get into this, we are in an alliance with the left, left is getting them in, we have nothing to do with them. Those kind of explanations don't work, neither for us and nor for the public in general as well. But as you are quoting an example of dissent within the party and so forth, you quoted an example of Rajasthan. I can quote you multiple examples from Madhya Pradesh to other states where multiple times the Congress party has split. These are not differences which people voice in. These are ugly kind of, the drama which is being played out, dirty linen being washed in public, Anshul.
Ankit, you're telling me you can quote examples about the Congress disagreements. I can quote you 1,000 times more. I've read its history of 135 years. That's what makes the Congress so robust and so strong. There are disagreements within the party. I'm not here to carry their brief. Individual leaders will say things. They will disagree. They may not. It's not an organization which is, infallible from within. It is open to discussion. It is open for debate. Unlike BJP,
you've made that point. Tom Varakan, the Congress which, you were also a part of, and I'm sure there were some disagreements that you no longer are part of the Congress party. They are saying it's just internal disagreements. We have more democracy, unlike the Bharatiya Janata Party, where possibly people don't come out publicly and express their grief. In Congress, it is all okay.
Well, Ankit, I'm a little surprised and a little amazed that the Congress spokesperson who's on the show today, says that there's a great tradition of differences. Yes, I do agree what he says, but in the current context of Priyanka Gandhi's reaction today, when asked by a correspondent, either from your channel or one of the national channels, on what was her reply on the alignments and the reactions to Anand Sharma's question, she said the reply was given by Mr. Adhir Ranjan Chowdhury, and that would suffice. So the point here is, it is not as simplistic as they try to make it out and put it under the carpet. It is not my job to defend or take sides on this. My party is very categorically clear. This is an internal matter of the party. But the point is, when they come into public domain, they need to assess what their own leaders are saying. The spokesman here comes and says these are differences, you know, we always debate and sort out, what have you. Okay, that's excellent. That's been a tradition. We don't deny that. But here is a very serious situation. You have called Anand Sharma, one of the founding, the backbones of the Congress party, a traitor. I'm sorry, I've known Anand Sharma for years personally, and I know the man. His concepts of secularism are very, very strict. On the question of welfare party in Kerala joining hands, there was an issue. He felt bad about it.
Right.
Today he has articulated a view for the good of the party. And it is not something that he has said to criticize the party, but to call him a traitor, to call him all that, is a sad day for the Congress party.
Yes. Daniel Francis, it's almost like a street-level fight which is taking place. Adhir Ranjan Chowdhury calls him a traitor. He says that the Congress party, and by what we have seen as this G23 group, not the first time they are making, specific allegations or comments at a very crucial time for the Congress party. These allegations are being seen as being made against the Congress leadership, against the first family of the Congress party. Is the split in the Congress party now inevitable?
Whether there's a split in the party or not, I think time will tell. But a serious and a strong and a staunch group of congressmen have come together, surely to give some direction to the party and its political ideas, programs, straight up, even going ahead and questioning the style of functioning of the leadership and the decision that it has taken. So the days ahead are going to be very, very interesting. What Anand Sharma is saying now, particularly with this alliance, I think there will be other political decisions of the parties that will be challenged. And the party is, one has to really wait and watch whether it will split or not split. But it has split wide open in terms of difference of opinion. And some of the very tall and old congressmen are now openly criticizing the decisions of the party, which I really think are important decisions to evaluate, because are these decisions going to really take the party to victory or not? The Congress party does not need democracy anymore. It needs victory.
I don't know what that means, that it doesn't need democracy, but it needs victory. But Anshul, no, I just want to understand.
I'm just saying that,
these are people, those who have been. Okay. I'm just coming, Daniel. I'm just coming back to you. But Anshul, Abhijit, at a time when the Congress party is almost facing an existential crisis, every state election it fights, is it not a failure of the Congress leadership? And when I say the Congress leadership, Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi, those who are the first family, the faces of the Congress leadership, to try and make sure that these discussions or these differences that you are calling them would possibly have been kept, discussed and solved on the party platform. I mean, this is also an indictment on the kind of leadership that the Congress party, or the crisis of leadership the Congress party is going through right now.
Absolutely not. This is a complete misrepresentation of facts, Ankit. What you're trying to suggest is that you should have kept the disagreement secrets and not let it come out in the public. You know the kind of social media and the kind of handles that are available in which you can actually speak your mind. I think even makes it even more democratic than before. I think we're missing the point. I'm telling you again, I'm not here as an advocate for individual leaders who might disagree with each other within the party. That happens all the time. It happens in any robust organization, in yours. I've been a part of your organization as well. It happens everywhere.
No, you are here to represent the Congress party. Your party leaders are saying Anand Sharma and the G23 are traitors. They are saying these people are only looking out for their personal, personal gains. So if you are from the party, I just want to understand from you as a party spokesperson, as a party representative of the channel right now, what Adhir Ranjan Chowdhury said, do you ascribe to that? Or is there a different line? Or what Mr. Anand Sharma is saying is something what you ascribe to? It's not about individual leaders. It is about what two senior leaders of your party are saying. Your senior leadership of the party, including Priyanka Gandhi, has already said that what Adhir Ranjan Chowdhury said was the only reply to what Mr. Anand Sharma has said.
Yes. What Priyanka ji said was clearly in reply to whatever, that was a question that was posed to her, and she replied in that particular manner. Look, I'm going to broadly speak about the principles and the ideology of the Congress party on the eve of this very critical election, which is the Bengal elections. Now, at the time of the launching of any election campaign, there are stresses within a party, and a lot of people say, have differences of opinion. They articulate that opinion, all well and good. I mean, there are alliances that are also made. There are difficult choices that are there presented in front of a party, and the party has to make those choices.
If we are into an election season, please tell me how many people are expressing that kind of a dissent in your principal opponent, the BJP. Nobody is doing that. At least the party, if they take decisions, I'm hoping that these are collective decisions, and that is why all this would have been what Anand Sharma is saying, what anybody else is saying, would have been discussed in the party before it comes out in public. It just shows
Ankit,
Congress
are you seriously
not
telling me that the
all.
BJP is some paragon of model behavior? That this authoritarian, anti-democratic party is what we should emulate? I mean, clearly not. And I'm delighted to say that we are not going to emulate their example.
I am telling you that the Congress disarray is in public and people are confused which is the Congress party that they should be in fact listening to. Tom Vadakan, the situation that the Congress party is in right now, according to the spokesperson, it is, as I asked you earlier as well, the difference is stark. They are saying, look at the BJP. If people even don't like what is happening, they won't be able to muster the courage to, in fact, speak. In the Congress, you can do that. You've been on both sides of this entire show. What do you have to say about that?
Well, I don't think I've seen anything more democratic than in the BJP. And it's unfortunate that a Congress spokesman comes here. And there will be disciplinary action following on the G23 and other action. They've already been isolated. The indications are very clear. This whole business of saying that there is democracy, all that is bunkum. I heard Daniel say something very interesting in which you made a query about that what is important is not democracy. What we are important is victory. That is the kind of pragmatism. That's the cat is out there. It is the kind of pragmatism that they are practicing, and vicious one at that, compromising on all ideology. And they talk about secularism.
But
they talk about secularism. Ankit, let me complete.
Is there an invisible hand? Yeah, sure, go ahead.
The whole position of their secularism and their ideology of being secular and all that has been put under the carpet, and now it is just one way to win and how to win. The point is they don't know how to win too. So it is something that they need to understand.
Is there an invisible BJP hand in this entire drama which is being played out in the Congress party? Because we saw the bonhomie between the Prime Minister and Mr. Ghulam Nabi Azad in the Parliament. Mr. Azad just yesterday was singing praises as far as the Prime Minister is concerned. That is being seen as some sort of an arrangement that these senior leaders have possibly made with the Bharatiya Janata Party, or an invisible hand of the BJP in trying to foment trouble into the Congress party, Tom?
Ankit, I would like to refresh your memory. Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji and Mrs. Indira Gandhi shared an excellent equation. And that equation existed in a democratic setup. So if the leader of the opposition as a good equation with the Prime Minister, and he respects each other. It is a democratic tradition. What has the hand got to do with the why? It is the Congress hand that is in paralytic stroke. The BJP doesn't have to bother about it. We praised where the praise was due. Yes, these are leaders who respect each other. Okay. And why not? The Prime Minister was correct in saying what he said. And today they are envious of it.
But yeah. Mr. Vadakan, the problem is that this is not something that we have seen in the recent past, at least with the kind of shrill attacks we have seen from both these sides on each other. So that it actually did come as a surprise to a lot of people. But Mr. Francis, I just want to turn this argument at a time when everybody is gunning for the Congress leadership, saying that look, they have not been able to keep their house in order. Are these group of 23 people, shouldn't they be seen as those who are now trying to weaken the Congress party at a very crucial time when Priyanka Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi are on the campaign trail? Young leaders like Mr. Gaurav Gogoi are in fact once again trying to make a fight in Assam. At a point like this, at a crucial juncture, 23 of these people coming together, saying things against the Congress party leadership only weakens the Congress further.
I would like to not make it so shrill, okay? See, these 23 that we are talking about, out of those 23, there are a few leaders who have actually given a lot to the party. They've also received from the party, but they were strong leaders, strong congressmen, always been. They're still in the Congress, all these BJP theories and all really don't work out. I'm just saying, and this is not something that has happened overnight or last week or, 15 days back or in 2021, nothing. Since 2014 onwards, this party has not sat together with all groups, all leaders, discussed the issues that it has. The party has been very directionless. The party has had very poor track record in elections, in winning. It has made very convenient and inconvenient alliances, whether it is in Assam, whether it is in West Bengal, whether it is in Maharashtra, the kind of governments that it has made. The party looks like lost its plot. And I think that these senior leaders have lost their patience. They are cool now. They want to put the house in order. We'll have to wait and see if the Gandhis and these leaders sit together to find a solution to put the party and the house together.
Okay, Anshul, just coming to you, and this question which now again finds resonance as far as the BJP is concerned, what Tom Vadakan was in fact also saying. The fact is that by aligning with somebody like the ISF, is the Congress party losing the entire ability now to question the BJP back on the secular credentials. Criticism coming to the Congress party in West Bengal is that you are so desperate to in fact try and win something in West Bengal that you will go and ally with anybody who can guarantee you some sort of a political stability.
No, absolutely not. I mean, secularism remains the foundations of this party. I mean, it remains the foundations of this country. If the BJP doesn't want to agree with that, it follows a different path. There's nothing we can do. We are following this part of secularism. All charges that we are not being secular are absolutely absurd. The party which is not secular and following vehemently, blindly the Hindutva agenda is the BJP, and dividing people on all accounts, disrespecting all religion, disrespecting human rights, disrespecting all laws.
Then how do you explain?
And the other point,
how do you explain this alliance with the Furfura Sharif cleric? Please tell me that.
Ankit, I just want to say last point. A very unfortunate binary has been made, as if you can compromise on democratic principles to achieve victory. You can stoop to conquer, and I'm glad you said that. I can't understand this. What does it mean that we compromise on all democratic principles to ensure victory? It's an absolutely absurd suggestion.
Anshul, in the end, please explain to me. I get what you're saying. Please explain to me, how does your party stand on secular credentials when you are aligning with somebody somebody who is openly speaking about one particular community, openly speaking about one kind of ideology and agenda? Congress is compromising, and this is what these senior leaders are only pointing out.
Answer that question, Ankit. That is not true, since the head of the party is actually a Santhal. It's a Soren, the president of the party. Siddiqui is actually the patron of the party. It's a cosmopolitan party. It represents all communities. And remember, he's the Sajjada Nashin of a Sufi dargah. The whole concept of Sufism, as known all over India, is that it attracts a lot of people from all communities, including those who are poverty-stricken.
Last word to you. It is not, they are not compromising on their secular front. They are just saying that he is somebody who stands for a certain ideology, but that is nothing to do with any kind of, as the BJP tries to put it, compromising on the secular agenda of the Congress party. Very quickly, I have to end the show after your response.
Ankit, this is very strange because this is the same gentleman who talked about 50 crore Indians should die of the virus. These are all on tape. And there's also this record of the Congress party wanting to ban that organization. And now there's a different language. Just look at the twist. I mean, I've never heard of a spin of this kind, of trying to project. Now, tomorrow he'll say the Welfare Party is also very secular. What in Kerala, they are funded by the PFI and what have you. And look at the justification. There's no shame to say that the ISF is secular. I mean, that's a very strange thing. And I'm sure the people of India are hearing this. And then the Welfare Party, of course, is all about welfare. But
so
the
people of
reality
India
is
definitely are hearing and also are looking at this confusion. But the fact is, electoral politics, until and unless the government finds, even with, as you have named, the PFI, so far the PFI is not a banned organization. So until and unless the government can actually go ahead and do that, all those in this democratic setup have the right to come and contest elections. How political parties manage or compromise on their ideology is for the voters to in fact go ahead and decide when they go out and press that very crucial button to decide who wins the elections in the upcoming West Bengal and other 5 states as well. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining me at this moment on the 6 p.m. face-off. We are slipping into a very short break at this moment.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.